Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to show you how to make this Frankenstein block. It's so cute and so easy. It measures 14 by 14 and you can buy the pattern from So Fun. Alright, so if this is something you want to make, let's get started. Hello everyone. So today's video is going to be making the Frankenstein block. Super excited. It's so cute. I have all my fabrics cut. Now I can't give you the measurements because I didn't create the pattern. You got to buy it from So Fun Patterns. But I can tell you that you can use your jelly roll strips to make your Frankenstein block. The only other fabrics you would need that are larger than your jelly roll is your backing and your lining inside your bag if you're making the bag. But I'm making a quilt, so I'm making the block. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to make is our eyes. So we're going to take our yellow and our black and sew them together. Okay. So let's do that now. Okay, so I've sewn my blocks together. So now we're going to make these into 2.5-inch squares. So we're going to trim some off each side, okay? So I'm going to set this at 1.25 inches on this seam right here between the yellow and the black. I'm going to put 1.25 on there, and I'm going to trim off everything on this side. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it around. And I'm going to start from this side and go over. And I'm going to trim it to 2.5 inches. Okay. So the next thing they want us to do is sew another square on here, like this. So let's do that now. Okay, so now that I've sewn those together, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to trim it to 2.5 inches like that. So I'm going to go at 1.25 again, right on that seam. Between here, this seam right here, at 1.25 inches. Trim that off and throw it away. And we'll flip it around. Okay. And we're going to go 2.5 inches. We're going to trim this down to a 2.5-inch block. So from here over, 2.5 inches. So there we go. And we'll trim off this extra and throw it away. Okay, so we have our eyes. Cool. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a green square and put it in between our eyes. All right, so let's do that now. Okay, so we have our eyes sewn together with our little square in the middle. Now we're going to take 2 green strips and sew them to the top and the bottom of the eyes. All right, so let me do that now. Okay, so we have the strip on the top and the bottom of our eyes sewn on. So now the next thing they want us to do is take our black strip, which is our mouth, and we're going to take 2 squares and we're going to sew some half square triangles on here like this. Okay, so we're going to do that to both sides of our mouth. I'm angrily challenged, so pardon me. But we're going to do it like this and make our mouth. So let's do that now. Okay, so I sewed my 2 squares on my black strip. Okay. So now we're going to trim off this extra, so we don't need it. Okay. Next thing they want us to do is take another green strip and sew it to the bottom of our mouth like that. Okay? So let's do that now. Okay, so I've sewn the green strip to my mouth. Alright, so now they want us to trim this and make it 2.5 inches wide. So we're going to do the same thing we did with the eyes. We're going to measure over from this seam right here, 1.25 inches. And trim it off. And we'll flip it around. And we'll go to 2.5 inches. And we'll trim it off. Okay, so now we have our mouth block. Oh, isn't that cute? Super cute. I love it. All right, so let's sew our mouth onto our face. Okay, so I sewed our mouth on. I'll just finger press it open. Oh. Now we're going to take 2 green strips and sew them to the side of the face. All right, so let's do that now. Okay, so I've got his face all sewn together, super cute. So the next thing they're going to have us do is make some half square triangles with green and black squares. So we're going to sew them right sides together. And we're just going to sew them diagonally across each one of them. And then we'll trim them and we'll open them up and we'll have half square triangles. This is going to be for Frankenstein's hair, okay? So let's do that now. Alright, so I sewed all of my half square triangles together and I'm going to trim off this extra fabric in the back that we don't need. Let's do that now. Okay, so it looks like the next thing they want us to do is to then do another half square triangle this way. So that's how our block will end up looking. Okay, so we got to take another black square, put it on here, sew diagonally, and then fold it open till we have a block that looks like that. So let me do all the blocks now. Okay, so now that we have our hair sewn to our face, the next thing we're going to do is put our sashing on our block. So we're going to sew the side sashing on first, and then we will add the top and the bottom sashing. Okay, so let me sew that on now. All right, so I sewed on all of the sashing and I ironed our block and I trimmed it up to 14 by 14 inches. Okay, so our little Frankenstein face is super adorable. I don't know how anybody can resist not making this block. It's really easy. Well, thanks for watching. Bye.
Like and subscribe to Grandma's channel. Like and subscribe to Grandma's channel.